So imagine this, a 15-year-old me, my 21-year-old older sister, and a blunt with cannabis in it. We would smoke on the top of our roof for hours and talk about nonsense. I couldn't even tell you what we talked about because I was too focused on not falling off of the roof, because if I were, my parents were gonna find out that I was smoking cannabis on top of the roof, and that was way worse than actually just falling off. But that's just on me. That's my opinion. I have 3 things to talk to you about today, and that is what my dream job is, who motivates me most, and why it's so important. I've had one consistent goal in my life, and that has to be to try and positively impact at least one person's life. My best friend Niall and I, we were figuring out what we were trying to do with our life. 2 college students completely lost, but something that had started off as a joke had quickly become a reality for us. We had became so passionate at the thought of opening up our own cannabis lounge. And I bet you're wondering, like, why? But the conversation continued, and we had realized that not only does this benefit us, but it benefits the whole entire community. It opened up a safe space for people to just come and decompress, the same exact way if you were to go to a bar and have a drink or 2 and let loose. But it also brought awareness to the people who don't normally indulge in cannabis and sees it as a bad thing. People who normally do indulge use it with a purpose. It's stated on goodrx.com, if you do normally indulge, it helps with pain relief. It helps with the reducing nausea and vomiting. It helps with your lack of appetite and sleep. It helps increase that. And it was also mentioned on AJ Harrington's blog post on Forbes.com that it helps with anxiety, for people with anxiety. On that same blog post, he had talked about a PhD candidate from MUSC named Dr. Aaron L. Martin. He had created a study of clinically diagnosed patients with depression. There was a group of them that regularly indulged in cannabis, and there was a group of them who didn't. The group who did had a significantly lower score of depression than the ones who didn't, and I thought that was very fascinating. He had continued to talk about taking antidepressants and how it may or may not work for everybody. If it does work, you should be aware of the unpleasant side effects of antidepressants. I thought it was fascinating, and I thought I could relate to it because I too am clinically diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And I was on antidepressants for about a year. And within that year, I had stopped my use of cannabis as well. It was a really hard year for me because it never helped. The pills never helped. I was still showing signs of high levels of stress and anxiety, and I had to make a decision to stop my use of the pill and just go straight back to cannabis. And I thought that was the best decision of my life and for my mental health. This also created an opportunity for us to give back to our community, and that is to donate to the people who were imprisoned for the use and or possession of cannabis. Luckily, I had found this organization called the Last Prisoner Project, and if you want to search it up, the website is lastprisonerproject.org. It is a nonprofit organization that donates the money to the people who were imprisoned for the possession of cannabis, and it helps them set them free, rebuild their life, and that donation helps pay their medical bills, just setting their life up after prison. And I thought, I want to be a part of that. Who motivates me most? And that is the creator of Cann, a cannabis-infused drink. And the creators, Luke Anderson and Jake Bullock, are a queer-owned brand they started this back in 2018, and it is the only thing that I know won't give me any anxiety or stress. And drinking alcohol gives me that tense feeling, and knowing that I might black out, I might throw up every 5 minutes. I don't have that same feeling with them, and I want to achieve that same feeling with this lounge, feeling at peace. And why is it so important to me? Because these group of girls right here, my best friends, they are the ones that love me most at my most vulnerable times, while we are indulging in cannabis, and I am so grateful for them. This is actually Niall right here. In the next 5 years, I do hope that I can achieve this goal of bringing awareness, bringing back to my community, and opening up this lounge. Talking about this really does excite me, but it doesn't take away my everyday life, which is trying to be an ultrasound tech. But that's for another day. But for now, let's spark up. This is my card, and it says 37.